welcome to Motivation Monday for today, November 11th, which is Veterans Day. So any veterans out there, want to thank you for your service. And so as we kind of go through our little broadcast here, we'll start off with, let's see, again, like I said, Veterans Day, honoring all those who served. Our little quote for today, keeping with the patriotic theme, is this nation will remain the land of the free so long as it is the home of the brave. So welcome to Motivation Monday. We'll have our tip of the week. Actually, I didn't get the stats for the sales shout out, so we'll be really looking at the previous week, nothing there. And then we'll talk a little bit about working with veterans. So for our tip of the week, what we have available with us here today are our Medicare regional sales directors. So I'll introduce them and give everybody just a moment to kind of copy down this information. If you're on the eastern side of the country, it's going to be Aaron. If you're in the central, it's Craig. And if you're out west, it'll be Peter. So I'll give each of them a minute or two here to kind of, introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about it. So you wanna go ahead, Aaron?
Sure. Thanks, David. Hi, everyone. This is Aaron. So as David mentioned, I'm over in the East region. So I'm located in Orlando, Florida, but handle pretty much from Florida up to Maine. We do also have our contact sheets on the AHCP sales support page. So you can pull off our regions and emails and all that too on that website. But yeah, we just really want to get on here so you can put a voice to a face to and a name, and just kind of keep that Medicare drum beating that we're here. We can help any sales type related questions. Contracting right now, I guess the big thing would be Medicare supplements. If you're coming across individuals where Medicare supplement is a good opportunity for them, please reach out to us and we can help you in that contracting process. But I won't steal anyone else's thunder. I'm going to kick it over to Peter. And right now, Craig's not on, so it might be just Peter and I. So Peter, if you want to take it away.
I'm on. Good morning, everyone. And thanks for being on the meeting today. And we're happy actually to be here and get a chance to speak with you for a little bit. My name is Peter Tamayo. You see my phone number there. That's my direct line, my cell phone number. And I manage the West region. The West, I myself am in Huntington Beach, California, and I have about 13 states that I'm responsible for. And again, as Aaron mentioned, those states are available on the site, and you can check them there. I've been in the Medicare business for over 30 years in various capacities. My last real gig before I came on board with National General was as VP of Medicare sales for Aetna, and was there for about 12, 13 years, and was in the business well before that, not only in Medicare, but also working in on the group side as well, on the life side, group healthcare sales, individual healthcare sales, and that sort of thing. So I've seen a lot of sides of the business and hope that I can provide some expertise for you. By the way, I have sent out a couple of emails over the past 30 days or so. My first was on the comparison tool that's on Medicare.gov, and just last week I sent out an email on a brief article on Medicare for All. So I will attempt to kind of send out interesting and hopefully useful emails for you guys on a regular basis. If you did not get those, then give me a call or shoot me an email. It may just be that I don't have a complete list of everybody that's doing the Medicare side of the business from AHCP, and I'd like to keep that updated. So I'll hope that you got them and look for an email for you that I can add to your name to the list if I don't. But again, I'm available to provide any assistance that I can and help you in any way that I can. So I will let you go with that. And I don't know if Craig's going to be on today, but he handles the middle portion of the country. He's actually located in Texas and works upward, northward from there. Again, thanks for allowing us to be on the meeting today, and we look forward to speaking with you.
Well, thank you, Peter. Let's see, I've got a bit of Craig's info here, so I'll kind of go over that real quick. I wish his mic had been working, but Craig kind of handles from Alabama, Arkansas, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, New Mexico, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, and Wisconsin. And he does that out of his home there in Texas. Now, Craig's got about 15 years of Medicare sales. And he's got kind of that natural progression, building and fostering meaningful relationships that leverage each other's strengths. And his strengths include educating and bringing awareness to the great opportunities that exist within the Medicare and the company. So I wish we could have got him on the line, but you do see his phone number there. And so if he can be of any help, do not hesitate to give Craig a call. So I didn't get the the last minute sales stats for the week of the 4th. These the numbers and names here are actually left over from the previous week. So we'll just kind of skip over that portion. I wish I'd had it, but I'm not going to make them up. All right, so we'll because it is Veterans Day, I thought that a good thing to look at here would be helping veterans because usually once we've talked to somebody and it says, oh yeah, I get everything from the VA, it's like, thank you for your service, and now what? Okay, so there actually is some things that we can do for those. So I'd like to kind of take a look at who we're dealing with, because we normally think that the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, that's all Department of Defense, and then there's the Coast Guard, which was broken out into the Homeland Security. But it's actually a little bit more than that are there. It also includes the Public Health Service officers, the Environmental Science Administration, National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration. Criminy, those guys got their own Navy out there. And then there's the Coast and Geodetic Survey. So these are, these 10, and they call them the uniform services, actually are all those that can be getting their medical benefits from the VA. So typically, once you talk to somebody and they tell you, well, I get everything at the VA, for most agents, that's kind of the end of the road. They don't, really know where to go from there. But here's kind of a little bit of where some of the holes are. Now, there's, and we'll go over who do get these benefits, but for the most part, you see in most VA recipients do not receive any kind of dental benefits. There's some exceptions. We'll hit those real quick. And it's the same for vision. Most of those don't get any kind of a vision benefit from the VA. Now, so you can help them for the under 65 crowd and the over 65, but mostly the under 65. Those are going to be the little holes to fill in there, the dental and the vision. And then if they're over 65, many will get the entire, will get their A and B from Medicare. Some will only get A and plan on getting all of their medical from the VA. Actually, somewhat of a mistake. They should be getting both A and B, and I would normally advise them to get B, but they usually trying to save that money and not have to spend it if they don't. But what they find is that nobody knows to take you to the VA. If you're just, in an automobile accident or found injured or something happens, they're going to take you to the nearest hospital. So if you have Medicare, you're going to be responsible for just the way Medicare works. The Part A deductible, the Part B deductible, cost per day for, hospitalization, depending on how long you're there, until they can finally maybe get them transferred over to the VA. But they could still get themselves some really significant bills. So usually when I dealt with the VA type people, I would ask them, well, how hard is it to get to the VA? Because many places that's just going to be a single regional hospital. can be, quite a ways away. Now, once it reaches a certain distance, the VA does have some things where they can go and see a doctor local in their community. But for people who are living in a lot of areas, they just don't have that. Can be an hour or an hour and a half drive to the VA, and I can show them how using a Medicare Advantage only, just the MA only, still going to get all your prescriptions there at the VA at no cost, but they can see that local doctor have somebody in town, and then in many cases, they're going to be able to do that at zero cost. So and in that MA plan, those are pretty rich in benefits. They can typically also pick up things like that vision and dental and gym memberships and over the counter. Now, I don't normally, push any one company out there, but I do need to let you know that Humana has made some really big efforts into actually designing their MA plan towards veterans, and has got a lot of literature that can be used in the sales to veterans. So they're just one of the companies. I haven't seen it from anybody else, but they have really looked at that as a niche and have kind of marketed towards that and made some real efforts to include veterans in there. So the big sales feature in there is you can pick up all of those additional benefits, and typically if they go with that MA only plan, doesn't include prescription drugs. Make sure that they understand that they would continue to do their prescriptions and stuff at the VA, but it would give them a lot of help for when they're out traveling, if something in an emergency happens somewhere, especially if they don't even know where the nearest VA hospital is. So as we kind of plug on through there, we'd see as far as some of these benefits go, to get glasses, you would have to have at least one of these. Those who are out on a disability where they are actually, are receiving money from the VA, they're getting a VA pension and all that, they'll get a vision. If they're a former POW, those guys will get vision. If they're a Purple Heart recipient, and then that last one on there, it says, receive an increased pension, but it takes you back to being on the pension. That gets them the glasses. Now that's not of all the people out there in the VA, they're not all out there on disability. All that. Remember, to get the benefits there at the VA, all you had to do was serve. Okay, so that's going to be a lot of people that they're not disabled or anything. They're just using that because they can, and the cost is right. That was, on getting glasses. A small percentage will be able to get them through the VA. We used to laughingly, when I was in the service, call those birth control glasses. That's that old Buddy Holly looking type glasses that you see people wearing. And then for dental, now you'll see it's pretty much kind of that same list, except if you were receive the Medal of Honor. Those guys also get dental. Now, unfortunately, most of those got them posthumously, but the living Medal of Honor winners can get just about anything they want from the VA as part of their benefit. So they get that, dental care, everything that they need. But for everybody else, you got to have that service-connected disability or Purple Heart or former war prisoner. Now, one of the things is that if your dental issue or your vision issue is a result of the service, in other words, shrapnel in the eye or something like that, or a busted up jaw from your service connected disability, those would always be covered. Okay, but that is kind of taking you down to a specific instance, and the VA has like a 7-step process of different levels that you could fall under, and those also contribute to whether or not you would be getting any services in there. The other thing to look at is many times people say they're a veteran, but they don't even know how to get started with using those benefits. I'd always start with that, calling the hotline number, the 877-222-8387. They can help out and answer any questions or anything. Or you can go to the VA's website and start your process there. One of the things that I have also found is that most counties will have some sort of a VA representative, down at the county offices, and they can help, the residents of that particular county with any of their VA issues, because what they have found, of course, is that when you get into that world of aging and disability and benefits for the elderly, all the counties are looking at ways to shift cost, away from the counties, so that they can, save the money. So they'll have reps there that work for the county that can help people get things set up into the VA. So if you do have any customers that, have that kind of a question, you can push them out in that direction also. All right. So as usual, if you do have any questions, you can just feel free to give us an email here at training@ahcpsales.com. We'll be glad to answer any of those questions and literally help out any way we can with finding those sales tips for you and getting you going. I want to thank our Medicare regional directors, Craig, Peter, and Aaron, for sharing with us a bit today. I hope you got their phone numbers, and if you do have any particular issues with Medicare, be sure and contact your regional rep. And with that said, we'll bring this Monday, Motivation Monday, to a conclusion. And I want to thank you for your attendance and good selling.